a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor on a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. Put nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start to make the house shake.
What up, T Squad? It's me, Keisha, and I'm here with this week's All Tea, All Shade, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Season 5, Episode 4 review. Want to remind you guys that this Friday at 6 p.m. Central Time, I'll be going live for a live Spill the Tea. So join me. If you're not able to join the live, the video will be up on my channel. Also, please send in your questions for the new season of Ask Keisha and Mo. It's an advice show. You can get advice from me and my bestie Mo about your job, your relationships, your career, your health, whatever it may be. Please email us at askkeishaandmo@gmail.com, and please let us know in the email if you would like to remain anonymous. The email address is also linked down below in the description box. Okay, so I want to start off by saying I loved the beginning of this episode, how the editors edited it as an opener for the classic hit show Laverne and Shirley. It gave me such nostalgia vibes. I used to love watching Laverne and Shirley when I was a little girl. It actually got me amped to go and watch old episodes. I think that the editors on Salt Lake City is like one of the best editing groups for the Housewives. They really are fun with the editing process. They think outside of the box. It was just really cute and dope. And I wish that the other franchises would be a lot more creative with their editing. So Whitney asks Mary what her hair tool is when she goes into Mary's bathroom while Mary is getting dressed. Mary was like, "Oh, this is a hot comb." And Whitney was looking like, "It's not calculating. What is that?" And Mary was like, "Oh, it's a black girl hair tool." And she still didn't get it. She was sitting there looking slow. And I was like, "Oh God, Jesus be offense. Jesus be offense, child." Like, it's shocking to me that like white girls don't know what hair combs is. Like, what? But okay, maybe it's just Whitney that don't know. But then again, I don't think a lot of women probably in Salt Lake City know what a hair comb is, the hot comb. But that was funny to me. Meredith tells Lisa, while Lisa is getting her glam done, that Angie warned her to be careful around Lisa, and that Whitney chimed in reminding her of all the nasty things that Lisa has said about Meredith in the past. So Lisa like, "Oh, really? Oh, we want to talk about mothers." She was like, "Oh, so they trying to get you to go against me and to have an issue with me even though we've worked out our problems. Okay, bet. I see you. Thanks for telling me, Meredith." Okay, so now Lisa got an attitude, right? As she should be, as they all should be, because they all run around talking about each other except for Mary, honestly. So Whitney then visits Lisa in her room while she's getting her glam done and tells her that they're about to go to the Miller Caves. And Lisa was like, "Yeah, I'm not going to go. I'll pass." And looked at her like that. And Whitney was like, "Why?" She was like, "Because I have other plans. I'll pass. Yeah, I just don't want to go." "Well, you know we're like on a girls trip, Lisa." She was like, "Yeah, I know. I'll pass." And Whitney was just like, "Okay, all right, Lisa." And she left the room. And as soon as she left the room, Lisa looked up at her glam like, "I got her, didn't I? I did good, didn't I?" It was cracking me up. But Whitney was so perplexed, like, I know we into it, but like, what did I do? Like, because we were at least tolerating each other. So like, what happened? Like, she was so clueless as to what was going on. So On the bus, the girls find out that, Lisa backed out and she's not coming, and that she took Maylee and Brittany to go doing that ice shuffling game. Child, don't give me the line. And so Brian one feels like, oh, well, since I stood up for myself and checked her, I must not be a part of the cool clique anymore. So I'm like, but why do y'all want to be Lisa's friend so bad? Like, who in the hell is Lisa Barlow? Like, what is so special about this lady? I just do not get it why these white girls are so obsessed with being her friend and caring about if Lisa's mad at me or not. Like, the fuck, Lisa? Like, what? I wouldn't even care. Don't invite me. I don't want to be in the cold. No way. Like, if I want to sweep, I'll sweep at home. Absolutely not. So then Whitney asked Meredith, okay, did you tell Lisa what we talked about? Is that why she isn't here? Meredith was like, yeah, I told her. I felt like it was only right or whatever. So Whitney and Angie was looking like, oh, so that's the reason why she backed out last minute. Okay, now it's all adding up. And I like the fact that Meredith didn't lie. She told them, she's like, yeah, I told it. You know what I'm saying? You think I wouldn't go tell it? Like, come on. So Mary tries beer for the first time. And in the scene, she said that she really enjoyed it. And in her confessional, she was like, I had no clue there was like an upscale beer. It's regal. And I was like, what? Beer is disgusting. Alcohol in general is disgusting. I don't drink. It is so nasty. I don't get what you like in alcohol. It's disgusting. Like, what is the purpose? Well, I know what the purpose is, but like, ew, gross. But on Watch What Happens Live, she said that she was just being polite and she didn't like it. Mary, you's a lie. You's a lie. You enjoyed that Miller Lite, honey. And I bet you got a case at home waiting on you in the fridge. I think that on Watch What Happens Live, she said that she didn't like it because of probably her parishioners and stuff like that. And she didn't want them to know that she out here chug-a-lugging and stuff and, join a couple of beers at home. Why did I just do that? It looked like I was... Won't ever do that again. No. So Angie, we see in a flashback, actually showed Brittany the text messages that Jared was sending her eyebrow girl, right? This was the night before because Brittany asked, like, let me see the text. I'm ready for it now. Da 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 da. And so after she's reading the text, she was like, I don't want to give excuses, but this sounds like when we were on a break. Brittany is one of them dumb, and this is what I said last week, where you can't tell certain people nothing about their kids, their man, or their money. Okay, you can't tell them because they're gonna turn around and blame you or get an attitude with you or not want to be friends with you no more, and they're gonna blame the messenger. Okay, and she one of them dumb women that just is so stuck up on stupid and want to be with somebody so bad that she is willing to negate, deflect, and do anything to be with this person. Girl, according to you, y'all been on a break, okay? Y'all whole relationship, quote unquote, has been a break. Hell, according to Jared, y'all not even in a relationship. So what are you talking about? You dumb. Like, I can't with her. I can't. And Lisa rolled her eyes and was like, girl, he's like a D-list Osmond. Like, who the cares? And I was like, for once, y'all need to listen to Lisa. Like, you going crazy over Osmond that ain't even got a single, a record, a movie role, or nothing. Like, we don't even know who this man is. And he don't even live on Osmond Lane no more, which I didn't even know was a thing until last night. What? Like, girl. And then we gonna see him on next week's episode and he ain't even all that cute. What? But I got more to say on Brittany later. Apparently Jared keep on texting her and he feeling some type of way that I guess she broke up with him or she ain't been answering his texts or whatever. So in the text message, because I screenshot it, he said, "Wow, just got my head bit off. This is really fun, Britt. Call me when you can. I thought I meant a little bit more to you than to just go dark on me. Obviously, you're not sending me red receipts anymore, and you have terminated the friendship. Please give me a heads up so I know what to expect here. None of this feels genuine or kind. I'm a little triggered by events going on around me." Girl, what in the business email is this? Like, what is this? There's nothing romantic about this. He's manipulating you. Like, what's the tea? This man clearly likes to play with her mind because he knows that she is very easily manipulated. He knows that he can come and go as he please. And all she gonna do is whine and cry, but she's gonna always be emotionally, physically available for him. So Brittany in her confessional was like, I need to figure out why I keep choosing men that always have one foot out the door. Maybe because you got one foot out the door when it comes to your own dang on kids. Maybe that's why you're attracting who you are as a person, ma'am. You go more harder for this man than we have seen you go hard for your kids that don't with you. And then you wonder why karma is beating you in the face with this man's dick. Because he's doing to you what you do obviously to your kids. You one of them women that would choose a man over your kids any day. And I bet you that's why them kids don't with her. I bet you that's why. Because she one of them old mopey, sad bitches that's always crying over a man and putting a man first over her kids. I bet you that's what it is. And I ain't got no respect for a hoe like you. Heather tells Whitney while the other ladies go off and do something with the tour guide about Meredith telling her that people have been saying online that she's been buying jewelry from Alibaba and then hiking up the price like triple the amount. Now, Whitney does not deny that the jewelry is not custom. She says that they buy from like exclusive vendors. Girl, stop. It might not be Alibaba, but you buying that jewelry for 50 cents and charging $35-$40 probably for this old rinky-dink jewelry. Stop, ma'am. You got caught. It's as simple as that. And it's nothing wrong with it. But when people find out that they themselves can go and buy it for 95 cents, they're going to be looking at you like, I know you lying. So Whitney is all up in arms and everything. And she basically says that she feels like Meredith is the one that was putting it out there on the internet to get back at her for the whole bath bomb situation or whatever. She has no proof, but this is what she assumes. So Heather was like, just please don't bring this up on the Sprinter. Please don't bring it up then. So Whitney was like, I won't. So she didn't say nothing then. But later that night, when they all headed to dinner, Whitney brought it up and confronted the group and was like, I've heard everybody been talking about my business. And everybody was like, what is you talking about? Mary was like, huh? Who? And Meredith immediately says, yeah, I was concerned because I had been seeing this all on the internet and whatever. And Whitney was like, well, why you didn't come to me? And she was like, well, why would I come to you? You didn't ask for my help when it came to your business. I didn't think that you would want to hear anything from me. You didn't ask me for any advice. And so I'm even like, is this real, Meredith, where you feel slighted by her that she didn't come to you and ask you for advice or to be like a mentor to her when it comes to doing jewelry? Or is it you're using that as an excuse for a reason to come at her this season because how she keep coming at you and y'all keep on butting heads. I personally think that it's the latter. I don't think that Meredith bit more give a fuck about whether or not Whitney wanted advice from her about a jewelry line. I think that she would have been offended or feeling some type of way whether she asks for help or not, because that's Meredith's lane and that's what Meredith do. Meredith don't want nobody else coming into her quote unquote niche. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's also because she just don't like Whitney. She don't fuck with Whitney and she like embarrassing Whitney. I would respect Meredith more if she just keep it a buck and just say that that's what it is, because we all know that that's what it is. So the ladies end up having dinner at the Harley-Davidson Museum, which has been shut down from them. This is something that they rarely do. Whitney is an avid Harley-Davidson rider. She's been riding ever since she was a kid. And like, this is huge for her. She meets the vice president, who is the heir of the Harley-Davidson whole family and all of that. So she is geeking out. I do think that that was a dope experience for the ladies to have. And I must say that Whitney planned a great trip. I myself would have loved to go on that trip. You know what I'm saying? I would have loved to go to the Bobblehead Museum, the casino, even though I don't gamble. I would have loved going to the Laverne and Shirley place, going to the Harley-Davidson thing, even though I don't ride, but it would just been a cool experience because I like seeing stuff like that. I like seeing old vintage stuff and how the evolution of the motorcycle has, you know, expanded throughout the years and the decades or whatever. And then at the end, they went to a drag show. Girl, that would have been a vacation for me. So they do the tour and the ladies sit down for dinner. And at the table, Whitney confronts Meredith again about the whole situation with the Alibaba of it all. And Lisa jumps in or whatever. She was like, I'm not talking to you, Lisa. I'm not talking to you. La, 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 la. But Lisa keep on talking. It was like, basically, you got your nerve to be mad about Meredith, you know, going to people about this Alibaba situation when you just did the same thing with me when it comes to you and Angie going to Meredith talking about me. And Lisa hit the nail on the head. It's like the righteous indignation of it all. Like, Whitney, you're no better than anybody. And here go Whitney playing the victim. I forgot what she said, but she said something where basically she was like, how dare you? Like, I'm not in the wrong. Whitney could never take responsibility for anything that she does wrong. So Angie and Lisa get to arguing because she says that now that she doesn't do basically what Lisa wants her to do and she's not her puppet, Lisa basically don't want to fuck with her anymore. And then Lisa hits her with the 1-2 punch saying, you know, that Angie uses her daughter Electra as an excuse to avoid having important conversations with Lisa. Baby, when she said that, the whole table got silent. Mind you, Angie is standing up. She didn't know what to do when Lisa brought up Electra, honey. She was so thrown off by that. She was standing there, lip quiver and everything, because she wasn't expecting for her daughter's name to be brought up. And I actually kind of felt bad for Angie because she didn't expect for Lisa to go there. And Brittany jumped in and was like, you know, let's not bring the kids into this. And Lisa was like, no, I'm not bringing the kids into this. I'm just saying she always uses her daughter as an excuse to get off the phone with me. And in her confessional, Angie was like, you know, I spend breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the phone with Lisa, and this is the thanks that I get, you know? And so Angie is visibly stunned, hurt. I even think she might have started crying. I don't even remember. Do I think that Lisa was wrong for saying that? Not really, because it wasn't like she was talking bad about the kid. She was just pointing out from her perspective that this is what Angie does, uses her daughter as an excuse to get off the phone. We as parents all have done that. Girl, my son done failed. Let me call you back. Girl, let me see what this boy wants. Let me call you back. We all as parents have done this. So To lighten the mood, Brittany was like, hey guys, I have news. And they like, what? And she was like, I broke up with Jared. And everybody was like, oh, okay. And so they was like, what did he say when you told him? She was like, well, I haven't told him yet. It was like, womp, womp, womp. Like, girl, shut up. You ain't broke up with nothing. And somebody at the table pointed out, how can you break up with somebody that's just your friend? Like, Brittany is an idiot, bro. So they get to questioning her and was like, are you really like in love with him? And she was like, yes, I'm in love with him. And they was like, are you sure that you're not infatuated with the fact that he's an Osmond? And she was like, no, it's not that. Like, I really like him. Now, mind you, this is the group asking her this. And Bronwyn asks her, is she really in love with him, or is she in love with him being an Osmond, right? And Brittany was like, I think you should worry about your own marriage, Bronwyn. Excuse me? Where did that come from, Brittany? Like, she had all the smoke for Bronwyn and not for nobody else at the table. It was so weird. So Bronwyn was like, girl, really? And they go back and forth. And Brittany was like, were you interested in Todd because of his money? And I was like, oh, it is getting hot in here. So take off all your clothes. I was like, okay, Brittany, I didn't know you had it in you. But Bronwyn handled her real well because she ain't new to this. She true to this. Bronwyn says, well, I had Google financed his before I met him randomly one day for lunch. So yeah, Brittany, I married him for his money. She was being sarcastic. Like, how did I know who the fuck this man was and what he did for a living when I randomly met him one day? Like, get the fuck out of here. So Brittany was like, well, are you attracted to him? And Bronwyn was like, are you asking because of the money or the age difference? And I forgot what Brittany said, but Bronwyn was like, well, when I met Todd, I was working in finance myself. And if Todd and I got divorced tomorrow, I would not have access to most of the stuff Todd has, because Todd and I are genuinely in a real relationship that does not include that does include a physical attraction, a mental attraction. And I wouldn't take Todd to the cleaners. And that's why we don't have a prenup. And I was like, well, all right, Miss Ma'am. And everybody was at the table was like, no prenup, girl. Oh, you ain't got no prenup. Oh, shut it up, girl. Everybody was shocked to hear that. Do I think that his status and his money played a big part of the attraction? Absolutely, 100%. I mean, come on now. Come on. Let's be honest here. But, I mean, there's only but so much pretending that you can do after a while if you're not physically attracted to somebody. If you were just in it for the money, like, cause that man gonna want to lay on top of you. There's only but so much faking you can do, Jesus. Oh Lord, before you got to pull the plug, okay? So, I don't know. Maybe she does genuinely have feelings for him. There are women and men out there that are attracted to people that are older than them. That might just be her Gigiana. But she handled Brittany really, really well. And I was shocked that Brittany came at Bronwyn the way that she did. So that night, Whitney in her confessional said that she didn't like how Brittany was coming for Bronwyn with the age difference and the gold digger references, because she says that she herself had to fight the gold digger accusations with her own husband. So when they go to the drag show that night, Bronwyn decides to wear a Moschino hot dog outfit. Is it out there? Is it a lot? Do you have to be very, very confident in who you are to wear some shit like that? Absolutely 100%. Would I ever wear it? Absolutely not. But do I think that it's fun, that it's kooky? Yes. I would have loved just to be a witness of it. And I think that's the perfect place to wear something like that, because it would be appreciated in that type of atmosphere. So I didn't hate on it. But was that fashion? No. Was it A costume, most definitely, most definitely. But baby, this episode was everything. I like the fact that Brittany clapped back, but I wish that she wouldn't have just clapped back at Bronwyn. I wish she would have gave it to the other girls if she was gonna have that type of energy. Because if y'all can question me about my relationship, I should be able to question y'all about yours. Period. But as we gonna see on next week's episode, Bronwyn gonna slap it up, flip it, and rub it down, and tell Lisa to mind her business when it come to Jared. And that's why you can't tell a like that nothing. Let her just be stupid, like Mary said. I didn't even care no more, child. Whatever she gonna do is whatever she gonna do. I could care less. And I'm with you, Miss Mary. Okay? I'm gonna give this week's episode of rhoslc AA. It was another fantastic episode. There has not been one sleeper episode yet. We are on a roll. I am loving this season. Y'all let me know down below in the comment section what you guys thought. Please make sure to thumbs up this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your post notifications so you know when my videos drop. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.